Damn, Jimmy, this some serious gourmet shit.
Eat on my rock.
I'm Miss Walker.
It's impossible. Don't you understand?
Why?
Hey, Ma! We get some meatloaf. Sweet. What about mine?
Dude, what does mine say?
Sweet. The show goes on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Broc Gardner versus the world. Thank you for joining me. I'm here in the studio for one of the last times I'll ever be in here. I'm filming 2 today, so we're going to do this episode, which is going to be like a regular episode, and then I'm going to film something after this that's going to be next week's episode, which is kind of just going to be like a clip show. I know that's really lazy, but I'm not doing 2 shows in 1 week, okay? And next week's going to be busy, dude, because your boy's moving, man. And so after today, I got to take all this stuff that you see, all this stuff around me, I got to take it and I got to leave with it and take it out of the studio. And it saddens me, man. It saddens me. This is the last day in the studio, and we've had a lot of good times. But we'll get to that later, dude. We'll get to that in next episode. So that'll be fun. And then I'm working on, when I get down there, getting some people that you guys know, some people that you guys may or may not know, you know, some people we've had on before, maybe we've never had them on, to come in studio and do a little podcast, man. We're working on getting that working, but I'm not going to say who in case it doesn't work out and then I'm just going to look like a fool. But hopefully it works, and, you know, we'll have a good, like, just right off the bat, dude, we're going to start off season 2 with just the most epic podcast of all time. But, you know, we got a couple weeks before that. So right now, I'm going to talk about, I got a lot of stories, dude. It's been a heck of a week. It's been a heck of a week for the past, you know, however long. It's been crazy, bro. So first off, I want to open with this story that I feel like I can talk about because, well, I'm a little hesitant to talk about it, because it still is developing and I don't know where it's gonna really go. But I'll just start, dude. So I'm already causing drama and I'm already ruining people's lives, and I haven't even moved down yet. I haven't even moved out, haven't even met these people, and I'm already ruining lives, dude. Your boy's already ruining lives. And I set out to do the opposite, but a lot of the times, you know, I mess things up. And so here's what happened. Let me pull up the text real quick. So I got my roommates about at the start of the month, maybe a month ago. I got my roommates. So I'm moving down to like some off-campus housing for Dixie State University or Utah Tech or whatever it's called. I'm living in these apartments. I'm not going to say which ones, but and then I got an email a couple weeks ago or like a month ago saying like, this is your room number, and these are your roommates. And it gave me 2 people, and then I like texted them, and I was like, yo, like, what's up? My name's Broc. I think we're going to be roommates. Like, what do you like? Like that stuff, like trying to like introduce myself and kind of get to know these people that I'm going to live with, right? And so I texted one of the kids, and his sister texted me back from his phone. She was like, yo, this is this kid's sister. He can't talk right now. He's like on an island or something and won't be back. And I'm like, okay. Like, that's a little weird. And she's like, I'll have him text you when he gets home. And then I never got a text. Until, what day was it? Yes, 2 days ago? So like Monday, I think? Tuesday? I don't know. I don't know days. It was at the start of this week. I'm sitting there, dude, and I'm planning the podcast out. And all of a sudden, I get this text from that kid, the roommate that was on the island and couldn't text me back. I get a text from his phone, and it says this. Hey, Broc, it's blank, your roomie's sister. I just wanted to give you a heads up that I'm currently staying with my brother and my boyfriend, blank, your other roomie. So the kid that she said was her boyfriend was the other roommate. And I had no idea about this until this text. So this chick that's texting me from her brother's phone for some reason again is one of my roommate's sisters and then my other roommate's girlfriend. So she's tied to both these people. So that's not very important, but I just wanted to point that out. So at this point, I'm like, oh, whoa, that's whack. Like, I didn't know that. Like, they're all connected. So she says she's currently staying with them in the unit that we'll be moving into. And I'm like, that's a little weird. We're not supposed to have, like, overnight guests And I thought that was weird that she was like living there. But your boy, listen, this story is not gonna help my case on this, but your boy's not a snitch, dude. I let people do whatever they want. I believe in free choices. And whatever happens, like outside of my control, whatever happens, happens. But I'm not gonna do anything most of the time to like rat on people and snitch on people and get them in trouble for something that they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not me. I keep to my own business because, you know, every once in a while your boy does something that I don't want people spouting off about, you know? So it's kind of like this economy where it's like, I don't snitch on you. And then in the future, if I do something, you just keep it quiet, man. You just keep it a little bit quiet, you know? So I wasn't planning on snitching at this point. She's just this chick. One of the roommates is her sister, is her brother, I mean. And one of them is her boyfriend. So they're all connected. I thought that was weird. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Also, I'm taking care of my nephew for a bit. Okay, well, that's strange. Taking care of your nephew for a bit. Okay. His mom is going to come stay with us from the 20th to the 27th, a week. So now, let me just kind of paint this picture for you as I'm seeing it in my head as I'm reading the text. So at the start, a month ago when I got the email, it showed blank and blank as my roommates, right? It said, you're going to be living with these two people. Now we've added a whole cast of characters. So it was us three, the main characters. Well, it was main character and two supporting characters. Now we got a bunch of extras. What are we doing with all the extras, dude? It started out Broc as main character, blank as a freaking supporting actor, and other blank as another supporting actor. And that was good, dude. The scene was set, bro. Setting, character, development, story. Everything was good to go, dude. All of a sudden, we're throwing in these extras that don't really make sense, and I just don't really understand. You know what I mean? So now we got, instead of just me and the two roommates, now we got me, the two roommates, the roommate's sister/girlfriend, weird dynamic, the sister's nephew, and also the sister's nephew's mother. So their sister, I guess? I don't know. So now that's my living space. My living situation is with a whole family for a period of time. But it doesn't end. This keeps going, dude. His mom is going to come stay with us from the 20th to the 27th. So a week. I think, I think. Could be longer, you know? Then she'll leave for a bit and come back on September 11th. Weird date to pick to come back. What's she doing? She doing a little, What's she doing on September 11th when she comes back? Anyways, she's coming back on September 11th to pick him up and take him back home. So the time period, so what's the date today? The 12th. And I move in next week. So roughly, I would be living with a 1-year-old baby for 1 month, for the next month. But that's the thing too, dude, is like, even after this all went down, even after the month, like, who's to say that it's not going to come back and like live for another 2 months later? Like, it's just such a strange situation. But it keeps going, dude. I kid you not. This isn't a joke. So his mom's coming back on September 11th to pick him up and take him back home. He's a 1-year-old baby. Okay. He's a 1-year-old baby. This is what she said. This is the legit text. He's a 1-year-old baby, so he'll be loud and crying a lot. Hi. That's terrible. A business deal. What am I trying to say? That's a terrible way to try and guide me to being like cool with it. You know what I mean? To try and like influence me. That's a terrible sales pitch, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. He's a 1-year-old baby, so he'll be loud and crying a lot. Not even just he'll be loud and crying sometimes. He'll be loud and crying a lot. She had no problem saying that. Next, what's next? I know it's going to be a bother to you, especially with school starting on the 23rd. But I hope you can bear with us for those 3 weeks. Message me back when you can regarding the whole situation. Dude, when I read that text, my stomach just did the weirdest flip. It was like freaking one of the gymnasts from the Tokyo, like the Olympics or whatever, dude. My stomach went like this. It was like doing the balance bar flipper or whatever. It's like the the bar flips or whatever. And I was like, what do I do? And so I sent it to one of my friends and I was like, dude, is this weird? Am I not normal because I think this is weird, or this is weird, right? Because sometimes I get a little self-conscious, and I don't know if my way of thinking is like average, so I have to ask other people if that's allowed. Like when I read this text, I was like, this is asinine. There's no way I can do this. Like, this is crazy. There's no way this is allowed, first of all. There's no way I can like live with this, especially trying to do a podcast when I'm living with a 1-year-old baby and the whole family too. There's no way I can do a podcast. And like studying and like sleeping, like babies aren't allowed there, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty positive there's not babies allowed. Like, I'm a college kid. I'm not supposed to be living with shit like babies. That's not what it's about, dude. I'm supposed to be living with some frat boys and getting into trouble. You know, not 1-year-old toddlers, not newborns. It's not for me. I'm in college. That's not for me, dude. So I texted. I was like, dude, is this normal? Like, am I supposed to be like freaked out about this? And they were like, yeah, 100%. That's insane. That is so strange. So then I texted him back, and it's so odd. Like, how are you supposed to respond to that too? How are you supposed to respond to that sort of invitation? Like, if I said no, like, imagine this. Imagine I'm like, no, that is not okay. That is not okay with me. Are they just going to not do it? No, they're going to do it no matter what. It doesn't matter what I think. So I'm in this awkward position. I'm in this strange position. And so my response naturally, I'm trying to come off as like, obviously I'm not okay with it, but like I'm chill enough to be like, whatever. So what I said was, yeah, that should be okay, LOL. That's how my tone was. And so then, but obviously like I'm completely not okay with it, and I'm going to email the Canyon like, bleep that out, editor Broc. That's not where I live. That was a joke. I don't know why I said that. I was going to email the apartment place and be like, yo, this is messed up. Like, get me out of here. But I didn't tell these people that. I was like, yeah, that should be cool. Like, whatever. So then she texts me. This is crazy too. So she's like, so sorry. We were supposed to have the whole unit to ourselves, but I guess the managers mixed some things up. Feels so welcome now too, dude. Feels so welcome. It's like, oh, we were supposed to have this place all to ourselves, but for some reason they moved your dumb A here. We can't figure out why. They made a mistake, and now we have to live with your stupid self. Like, that's so, like, kind of low-key rude to say. But anyways, like, I don't care. And then she was like, just let me know when he's being too noisy when you're doing schoolwork, and I'll take him out for a drive. What, dude? Dude, what? Always. Keep him on a continuous drive. Put him in the car seat of a Tesla. Have him just drive around all day, pretty much all the time. If that's the case. If it's too loud, if I'm not okay with it, just put it in the car seat and just put it in a Tesla and let it do some loops around the city for a while. Go for a drive. Hey, and imagine that, dude. Imagine if I actually did that. I'm just in my little bed doing some schoolwork. Hey, your baby's being a little loud. Would you mind taking a note for a drive? Thanks. No, dude. Not gonna do that, dude. Are you insane? So those are the texts I got from the lady. Now let me try and find these other texts with the actual people. All right, so I texted the apartment place because they don't have an email for some reason, which is so obnoxious. And I was like, hey, so I kind of have a weird situation. One of the people who live in the unit I'm supposed to move into next week just texted me. They said that they have 2 roommates that were described in the email I was sent by you guys. And in addition, there was one of the boys' girlfriends living there, as well as her 1-year-old nephew. They explained that apparently the management messed up and they're supposed to be getting their own place, but I ended up there, question mark. I don't think I would be comfortable with that, and I'm wondering if there's any possible way I could be moved to a new unit. Thanks so much. So this is where you boys are getting a little snitchy, dude, and I feel terrible about it because I'm not a rat at heart. I'm not a snitch deep down, but sometimes you gotta, dude. It's either that or I just live with a child and like this whole family. What would you do? Let's spin the question out on the podcast. Think about that in your head, dude. What would you do in this situation? You do the same thing as me. I guarantee you do the same thing as me. So don't come out here and make me feel bad. Don't try and make me feel bad about my decision. Okay? I did what everyone else would do. So I texted the people that, hoping they'd just be like, yeah, F that, bro. We're going to get you out of there. They text back and they're like, hey, Kendall, thank you for bringing this to our attention. So that's a key piece of information right there. Remember when the chick said that management messed up and put me with them? That was implying that the management was aware of the situation. That was implying that like they knew what was going on and it was like chill. But then these guys are like, hey, thanks for bringing that to our attention. That's crazy. That's not true. So the chick's just a total liar and was trying to get me to like go with it. So manipulative. So then, it says, you will be staying in the same unit and we will be dealing with this situation. That information is not correct as they are not leasing the entire unit. I don't know what that means. I didn't understand that part of the puzzle, of the pie, of the pizza. So then I'm starting to get nervous here, dude, because I'm like, oh, dude, I don't want him to get in trouble. So I was like, I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. They made it seem like you were aware of the situation. They said, we'll be looking into the situation and we'll be getting back to you. And I was like, okay. And then they text me, can you please send the screenshots of messages between you and the current residents? Dude, this is insane. It's like high school drama. They're like, yo, can we get the screenshots, bro? Yo, you got the receipts? That's what the apartment place was saying. Hey, yo, bro, you got the receipts for this? So this is what I actually texted him. Bro, I'll send them, but for real, I can't live with them if I'm going to get them in trouble. And then I sent the text. And they said, I understand, thank you. And then they didn't text me for like an entire day. And then they texted me and they're like, hey, Kendall, I wanted to let you know we are working on finding a way to transfer you, which was the best news I'd ever heard. And so I was like, awesome, thank you, or whatever. And then I was just waiting for a while, and I finally got an email today, this morning, regarding, I changed my apartment. They gave me a new apartment with new roommates. So hopefully these guys aren't sociopaths that have an entire family living with them. That's awesome. That would be so swell if that was the case, you know? So I just wanted to like talk about that because I just thought that was insane, dude. That was like, it was such an awkward situation for me for a long time because I was like, okay, there's three things that are going to happen here. Either they're going to move me to a new apartment with new roommates, which is what eventually ended up happening. Thank the Lord, you know? Thank the Lord. So that's an option. Or they were going to kick all the people out that weren't supposed to be there and then make me live with the two people that were left. And that was a situation that I was very terrified of. Could you imagine? Like, I get their whole family, like, kicked out, and then I have to go live with them and be like, so, guys, I've been noticing, like, you guys have been eating, like, the food, and I had my name written on it, and I just was wondering, like, what's up? Like, you guys can eat my food. It's in the fridge. It has my name on it. Like, I'm supposed to go in there and be that now? I'm supposed to go in there and do that, dude? Supposed to sleep in the same house? Nah, I don't think so, dude. Plus, not going to get racist, they were islanders, both of them. Could easily murder me. Could easily kill me. And then they could probably hide my body and nobody would ever find me. And then they just have the 1-year-old nephew move back in with them. So I was coming up with all sorts of these plans, dude. I was coming up with all sorts of wacky, zany plans to try and, like some sitcom freaking-esque plans, dude. Because I love 90s sitcoms or like early 2000s, like Disney Channel sitcoms. I love everything they do, all the classic tropes. So I was thinking of plans like, okay, so plan A is you go in there and you just be the most annoying person ever. So they try and leave. So you kind of like gas them out. You take what they're doing and you bump it up a couple levels until they just can't take it and they just move out. Option number 2 was try and get kicked out of the apartments, but I don't know how well that would work. So I was just coming up with all these different plans, you know, because that's where my mind goes. I go instantly to 90s sitcoms of like, or like you go in there and you like try and make the house like seem like it's haunted so they want to move out. Like that kind of stuff is so sick. I love that. Anyways, so that's the whole deal with my roommates, and I got 3 new roommates in a new place. So hopefully they're not crazy. I would love if they weren't crazy, actually. And that's the thing, dude, and that's the deal. So let's move on. Last weekend, I went to Salt Lake City. It was kind of dope, dude. We went up a day. So we went up for the Hive Music Festival, which was crazy. We'll talk about that in a second. There was some whack stuff that happened there. So we were going to the Hive Music Festival on Friday and Saturday. But then we went up a day early to go see my grandpa, and they like my family like rented like this house in this valley, which was sick actually. And we went up there, me and my brother, and we played basketball with Nash, dude. And you know Nash, he's been on the podcast multiple times. Went up there, played some basketball in the valley. It was kind of sick. It was just like dope mountains everywhere, and we were just pooping up, dude. And I'm terrible at basketball, dude. I'm awful at basketball. And dude, it's because, listen, you really want to know why? I'm left eye dominant and I'm right-handed, which is a very rare thing. Look it up. It's real. So I'm not good at basketball, and that's the reason. It's because my left eye is what like I see with, but my right hand is what I like do things with. How does it affect my shot? I don't know, but I'm positive that that's why I'm not good at basketball. It's not because I'm out of shape. It's not because I'm slightly overweight. And it's not because I never practiced or never developed any skills. It's because of my eye. It's because of my eye. And I'm not the guy to make excuses. This isn't an excuse. This is a real science and logic that I'm using, you know? But anyways. So we played basketball. And then we watched the Kanye live stream. And it started raining. And like thundering and lightning. And we got some Ben & Jerry's. We went to Maverick, got some Ben & Jerry's, drove back to our cabin, and we watched the Kanye live stream out on the back porch in the valley as it was raining. And that truly will go down as one of my core memories, I think, that I just love. It was so fun. It was so sick. And so then we got up the next morning, and Kanye never dropped the album, still hasn't, so whatever. I don't even care anymore, dude. I don't even care. The second live stream was so much better than the first one, and everyone was like, please drop it, and he didn't, and I don't even care anymore. Just drop it whenever you want. I might get around to listening to it, but whatever. So we got up next morning. Me and my brother drove to Salt Lake, and this is where things got hairy, dude, because your boy doesn't drive, like, that much. Like, I drive to St. George a ton, but, like, I don't ever go to like bigger cities. Like I've never driven in like a huge city like that ever. Never. St. George is the biggest city I've ever driven in, and so I've never driven on like a freeway like that either. And I had to do all these by myself for the first time. It was crazy, dude. And I know what you're saying, Brock. That's such an adult thing. Everybody knows. Everybody does that already. Like, why are you talking about it like it's such a crazy, like, an astronomical achievement? Because, dude, I'm a young child, and I'm doing all these things for the first time, and this is my podcast, and I do whatever I want, and I talk about whatever I want, so shut up. And so, already your boy's high-strung, because I have to drive in the city. I'm a little bit stressed. I'm a little bit worried. And so, we go to Salt Lake, and I'm trying to think of the first thing that happened that, like, really set me off. We're trying to find parking. And we were like, what's the best route? We were like, we can just go park at the hotel, and then we can just, like, ride scooters to the little place, because it's, like, a couple blocks. It's kind of far, though. It's, like, a couple blocks to the venue that the Hive Festival was at. And so we go to our hotel, and it's in, like, the festival was in, like, the most sketchy part of the United States, I'm pretty sure. Like we were driving through trying to get to our hotel, and we were like, this is the place we would have to ride scooters through. Like this is terrifying. Like there's just bums and crackheads all over, dude, and just crazy. And we saw a lot of people that were driving to the festival too. They were all like goth chicks, and we were instantly uncomfortable. And so I go to the hotel and I'm like, yo, I asked the Indian man who was there the entire time. Like I never saw another person that entire weekend at the counter. It was just that man. And so I was like, yo, dude, can we like park at the hotel? Like we have a room here, but we can't check in until 3. Can we park here? Because we're going to this thing. And he's like, no. I'm like, F, okay. So then we had to find a new place to park, and we couldn't find the entrance to the Hive place, but eventually we found it. And so we finally got parked and went into the place, and instantly, dude, so Hive was kind of janky, I'm going to be honest. So it's like this was the first year they did it. And Friday's lineup, there was a ton of people. There was like JPEG Mafia, Denzel Curry, Ski Mask was supposed to be there. The Kid Leroy was supposed to be there. Suicide Boys were supposed to be there. And instantly, so when we got in, we kind of like sat down on the grass and we're just like hanging out for a minute, waiting for like the people we wanted to watch come up on stage. And my brother's looking at Instagram, and the festival posted that Suicide Boys wouldn't be there because they got COVID. The headliner of Friday night was not going to be there because they got COVID. And the thing on Instagram that they posted said, we've known about this for a week, but we were hoping that they would test negative so they could come. That's what the thing on Instagram said. And so it implied that Hive knew that they weren't coming, and then just didn't say anything and didn't get another person to even replace them. And so we're like, that's crazy, dude, because like most of the people there were there to watch the Suicide Boys. They were there to see them specifically, and like flew from all around the country. A lot of them paid like extra money for like VIP, all that stuff, dude. And a lot of people there were wearing like their merch and stuff, so you could tell the majority of the audience was there to see that group. And I never listened to that group. I don't mess with stuff that's like devil, dude. I don't mess with the devil. And so I don't listen to stuff like that. And that's like what the whole Friday was. It was like all grungy, like devil worship music. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So the crowd was like insane, dude. And one of the things, dude, that I thought was so funny that I came up with and texted my friend was that they all looked like they're freaking characters out of Guitar Hero. Every person there, aside from me and my brother, looked like they were from Guitar Hero. Like, where did that notion come from that just because you're going to a festival, you have to dress like a rock band character? Like, I know for a fact that I played Hotel California in Guitar Hero 2 as one of the people that I saw at the festival. I'm 100% certain. Like, it was crazy, dude. Like, what kind of motivates people to like, they're like, oh, we're going to this festival. We're going to this music festival tomorrow. Let me throw on a mesh shirt and like stars on my nipples. And like, it was the most insane thing. And then there was people with like spiked hair, like legit spiked out hair. Not like in the 2000s where it was like Guy Fieri spiked hair, like looked like a freaking sea urchin, dude. I don't get out much, dude. So this is why I have such an issue with this. But it was crazy. Everyone dresses like a freakazoid. It was the most wild thing I've ever seen. So already I was on edge. I was like, what if these people revolt, dude? And the guy starts throwing his head around and stabbing us with his spikes. Like a stegosaurus or whatever does that. With the little tail. That's what it would be like. It would be like that little tail. What's the dinosaur like that? Is that a stegosaurus? When he has the rock tail and he throws it around? It doesn't matter. Dude, okay, are dinosaurs real? Were dinosaurs real? Like, think about that. For real. Like a Tyrannosaurus Rex actually just walked around and now they're just gone. You can't convince me of that. But do with that information what you will. So we went to the festival. I was terrified because everybody I literally saw a shirt that was like, Hail Satan, mother effers. And I was like, okay, well, doesn't make me entirely comfortable to be here with the Hail Satan, mother effers shirt. And I was afraid that they were going to get pissed and like start a revolution. And all these emo kids were just going to start killing people at the festival. So I was afraid. But it doesn't stop there, dude. So the headliner didn't show up because of COVID. And then they posted another thing on their Instagram that says the Kid Laroi will not be showing up because of a personal matter. So 2 of the biggest artists that day would not be showing up. And people were like so pissed off. Like I wasn't even mad because the people that I was there to see like were still going on. Because I don't really care about the Kid Laroi, and obviously I don't care about Suicide Boys, but, like, for the people that were there to see those 2, like, they were upset, dude. And you go on, like, Hive's Instagram and, like, in their comments and stuff, and it was just terrible, dude. Everybody was so mad. And so those 2 canceled officially, but then I'm trying to think of all the other ones. There was so many that didn't show up. I know Ski Mask, so I was actually wanting to watch Ski Mask. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I was actually wanting to watch it, and he just, like, didn't come on stage. Like, everyone was waiting for him to come on stage, and they just, like, went to the person after him, and then just never said anything. I still haven't heard, like, what happened with that. They never said anything officially. Like, that's just so, like, unprofessional. It puts such a bad face for, like, Utah, and especially, like, if they're wanting to do more stuff like this, like, that's not the way to go is not to get a bunch of good artists and get people to pay money to come out here and then just cancel them all. So who knows if they'll even be able to do this again, dude, but there was some crazy stuff there. The second day, dude, I saw some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Truly. I saw some of the funniest stuff. There was once, so it was right as we got there because there was not a lot of people in the mosh pit area, and I was there to watch Red Veil, and somebody from the front threw like a beer can, like a crushed beer can, to the back, and it hit this girl, and she got pissed, and instead of like chilling, she grabs the beer can and just chucks it straight ahead instead of like forward. Like, her aim was so terrible. It was so quick too. It made it so much funnier. The beer can comes, hits her, she picks it up and just chucks it straight, and it hits this mom in the head. This mom was there with like her 2 like teenage daughters, and it hits her right in the head. And you just hear the chick back, and she's like, I'm so sorry. And the lady just looks behind, and she just stares for like 5 minutes. And she's like, shut the f*** up. That is some bullshit. And just like goes off, dude. And I was dying. Dude. It was the funniest thing. And then it was like another dude on stage. And I can't remember who it was, but he had like a chant. And it was like, ATL, ho. Like, he was wanting the whole crowd to chant like, ATL, ho. And me and my brother are standing next to this old woman, dude. This old woman. She was like in her 60s in this mosh pit at a rap festival. And we're just looking at her, and she's chanting, dude. She's like, ATL, ho, ATL, ho. I'm like, whoa. It was some of the most wild things I've ever seen. There was an old lady, and the first day, dude, there was something like that. It was like one of the crazy artists, like one of the crazier ones that had mosh pits all over, and people were just going crazy. And me and my brother were kind of towards the back. And all of a sudden, we just see this 40-year-old mom just, like, trying to get out of the crowd. And I just felt so bad. I was like, bro, you are in the wrong spot. I'm sorry. You're in the wrong place. I know you're trying to, like, be the cool mom with your kids, but this is not where you're supposed to be. This is not where you're supposed to be. I'm not even supposed to be here. I didn't even belong there, dude. I was the only kid there wearing a polo. I was packing for that trip, and I had a bunch of polos, and I was like, maybe should you get like a t-shirt or something? And I'm just like, no, dude, don't cower down. I wanted to get a t-shirt so I looked a little more normal at the festival. And I was like, F that, dude. I'm going to wear polos and freaking golf shorts. You know? I don't care. So don't let people do don't make people think you got to do something that you don't actually have to do, if that makes any sense. Wear your polos if you want to. So yeah, we got the chick chucking the can at the lady. We got the ATL ho grandma. And then the second day was really fun. I saw a lot of cool people that I really enjoy. And Posty went on that night, dude. And Post Malone is just one of the greatest performers. He was so cool to watch, dude. Obviously, it's like kind of rigged because he has so much money and like influence that he can do kind of whatever he wants. And a lot of these artists didn't have the budget to do stuff like that, but it was really cool. It was cool to see. I liked it. And then the second day we were watching Post Malone, and we're towards the back. I was like, we were in the mosh pit for 7 hours straight. I'm dead serious. We didn't leave. 7 hours we were in the mosh pits. And we go towards the back because I'm like, dude, we can leave for Post Malone. Go towards the back. We can even see him better. And then we can just leave and like not have to fight everybody. Because it takes genuinely probably like 10 minutes to get out of the mosh pit as far up front as we were. Because it's just so condensed and people are moving everywhere around. Also, dude, people in mosh pits, where are you going? That's the question I was thinking the whole time, dude. People in mosh pits, where are you going? There was people going in and out all day. Like, what are you doing? There's people going in, out, side to side. I'm like, stand. Just stand and listen. Where are you trying to go? And the most obnoxious thing, dude, the most obnoxious thing ever is people will try to, like if it's an artist they like, they'll go right before their set and just shove their way to the front, dude. They'll try and shove their way to the front and eventually it gets stopped like a quarter in. Like, what are you doing? You got to go in like a couple artists before and just kind of like make your way to the front. These people are literally shoving their way in and they just get jammed. Like it was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, people are moving around all the time. But anyway, so it takes a long time to get out. So we go out to like kind of the courtyard area just to watch. And we watch his performance and it's good. And then we get out of there. We're like, we got to get out of here. The first night, we were out of there in 10 minutes. And the second night, when we thought we were going to be smart, we got in our car. By the time we got to our car, there's already a line going all which way. And we sat in the stall, not even in the parking lot. We sat in the stall for an hour before we finally got out. And then once we got out of the stall, it was pretty easy. It was like 10 or 15 minutes. But so already, like, I'm a pretty chill guy. You can't like tell by this podcast because I yell a lot, but that's just because I want to be funny. But like, I'm a pretty mellow person for the most part. Like, I don't get upset very easy. And so at this point, I'm not really pissed off. Because, you know, I understand traffic. Like, everybody's pissed off. Like, nobody's like chilling and like happy about it. Everybody's just trying to get out. Everybody's trying to do their job and make it the best. Like, obviously, I understand that. So I'm not pissed off. But then we get out of the parking lot. And here's the thing with me, dude. When I'm on vacations or just life in general, like there's some stuff that I just sacrifice just because I'm not too lazy to do it, but just because I don't want to. So like, for example, in this case, my brother, it's probably like close to 1 o'clock in the morning and my brother's getting hungry, dude. And I'm pretty hungry too. But he's like, dude, can we go to McDonald's? I'm so hungry. I'm literally going to die. And, like, in my brain, I would way rather just go to the hotel and just go to sleep hungry rather than go stop at McDonald's for, like, another 10 to 15 minutes, then go eat and, like, spend money. Like, in my eyes, it's just like I'm just going to go to the hotel and just go to sleep because you can't be hungry when you're asleep. If you're asleep, you're not hungry. You're sleeping. And then you can wake up and, like, go get breakfast and leave. But his brain is different. He wouldn't let me do that. So we spent 20 minutes probably driving around Salt Lake trying to find this McDonald's because he also was terrible at directions that time because he was tired or whatever. He didn't understand what was happening. And so he's taking us on these one-way streets. We're going the wrong way on one-way streets. Like, it's a mess, dude. And I'm getting so frustrated at him because I was so tired and so hungry and I just wanted to go home. And he was making me so upset. So we finally find this McDonald's, and we're following this guy to McDonald's. And we were I was just kind of following him, and he turned into the exit. And so I turned into the exit too. And there was legitimately like 10 cars at this McDonald's coming from the festival trying to get some food. But the McDonald's was closed because like 1 a.m. And I guess nobody checked it. And so that pissed me off even more. And So now I'm at, like, I went from, like, a level, like, 0.5. Now I'm at, like, a level, like, 5. I'm pretty upset. So then we drive back to our hotel after wasting half an hour trying to get freaking stupid McDonald's. We drive back to the hotel, and the place that we parked, which was, like, underground parking, is, like, closed off. Because, again, it's 1 in the morning. And it's closed off. And so I'm like, what? And you gotta take this into account, dude. I was so tired and already stressed and already, like, hungry, and my mind just wasn't working properly. So this is why this story happens. So I was so stressed out. I was like, what are we gonna do? Like, I couldn't think of, like, how to approach this situation. The parking was closed off. There was nowhere to park, and I was gonna lose it, dude. But across the street, so I was like, Brayden, find us somewhere to park. And he's like, there's this public parking across the street. So we drive over there. And the public parking is empty, dude. And no wonder, because there's 30 crackheads all around. There's, like, genuinely, there's so many, like, homeless crackheads. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, a douchebag, but there's so many crackheads around the public parking. I'm like, we're not going to park here. Like, I can't park here. It's such a sketchy place. And so, what is it? It's like, it's past 1 in the morning at this point. And I'm like, dude, I was about to cry. I'm dead serious. I was so stressed out because I just went and parked at this Maverick, and I was just like, dude, like, where are we going to park? He's like, there's this parking like a mile away. We could walk. I'm like, I'm not walking a mile through all these, like, insane people and leaving my car on the side of the road. Like, I can't do that. And I was so stressed out, dude. So I texted my mom at, like, 1 in the morning. I'm like, dude, get up because I need your help. And she's like, what's up? And so I explained the situation, and I'm like, bro. She's like, dude, just go talk to the manager guy and see if there's anywhere to park. And I didn't do that, but it clicked in my mind, like, why not just go ask the man to open the gate? Like, open up the gate. Like, it can't be that hard. So then we drive to the hotel, and I asked the nice Indian man, I'm like, yo, can you open that gate down there? And he's like, yeah, of course. Give me a minute. Oh, man. What? Ugh. It was the most stressful time of my life, and I could have easily just, like, that's obviously the first thing I should have thought of was just to go ask the guy to open it. Dude, it was the worst night of my life. I'm dead serious. It was the worst night I've ever had, and I was so pissed off. And then I left my AirPods in my car, and I get in the room, and I'm like, I left the AirPods, whatever, I'll deal with it. The air conditioner was like Mach 10, dude. It was so loud. And not only that, there was people blasting Travis Scott in the room next to us. No joke. And I'm like, okay, so they might go on for, like, a couple songs, but they're going to get, like, a noise, like, complaint. Like, again, so this is the thing, dude. I don't snitch. Like, if people want to play Travis Scott while I'm trying to sleep at 1 a.m., I let them, you know? So that proves that I'm not a snitch. But, so yeah, so I didn't have my AirPods, so I took my brother's while he was sleeping, and I feel really bad about that, but it doesn't matter. All right, dude, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I have been staying out very late pre-podcast for the past couple weeks, and it's not good for my head to do podcasts while I'm this tired, but, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this. So there will be this episode, like I said, and next week we're going to do it's going to be me kind of commenting on some of the clips. It's just going to be a clip show of, like, the past, like, year that we've been here in this studio, just to kind of remember some of the best moments of what I would like to refer to as Season 1. And Season 2 will start in the next 2 weeks. We're going to have some special guests on for the first episode. It's going to be really fun. Look forward to that. And then I want to have guests on. Again, I'm still, like, brainstorming and spitballing of, like, what I'm going to do with the podcast. I might keep doing it this way, or it might be a completely different thing. I still haven't decided. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe I'll do, like, a test and see if you guys like it better, or whatever, dude. But it'll be a lot different. There'll be a lot more people on. We're going to meet a lot of people. There's not just going to be me here. It'll be good, dude. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this podcast, leave a like, dude. Drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a notification bell, drop a comment. Do whatever you want. I love you guys. thanks for chilling with me. Peace out.